Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hi, Miss Data. We are live. 9-ish. We're live about 9. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss Illinois. Thank you, Miss Data. My girls are on. Waiting for Finder Shandy. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. And young people, Christmas match dinner. Good evening, beautiful lady. How are you? We've not even started. We've started. We've not started. We've started. That's Niger English right there. Good evening, Nayodili 157. How you doing? Hi, everyone. Christmas match dinner. Kérésìmesì ọdún dé. I was asking my kids, like, hey, y'all know what Kérésìmesì is? Like, what's Chris? The American kids are something else. American kids are something else. Hi, everyone. Shalafia lewa. What's going on? This is the time of here. I look forward and wait for she explained it to Barry and wait for it and started, looking forward to the new year, new beginnings, new everything. But we thank God. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Come on in, say hello. Trying to fix this light. Okay, it says that way. And I'm happy, Jebu. So if something is not, what did you say? No, I can't do something. Anyway, this is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney. I am an immigration attorney that represents immigration clients in all states. So people always ask, where's your office located? It is in Alabama. Good old, sweet old Alabama. Moronga County to be precise. So it's a small county, but if you know, Tuscaloosa is the largest city that is closest to where my office is. But you don't have to be a resident of the state of Alabama. You don't have to be a resident of Mississippi or New York, which is the other state I'm licensed in. It doesn't matter. We represent immigration clients in all states. Most of our clients are not even in the state of Alabama, to be honest with you guys. So don't let that be a problem. We can represent you. It doesn't matter what state you live in. Give us a call, 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com. We will be more than happy, honored, and, blessed to work this immigration journey with you. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I'm telling y'all, y'all can't even understand. I didn't understand. But anyway, please follow, like, subscribe, share our social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All of those is the handle is at Olale Immigration on all platforms. We would really appreciate that. Like Ms. Abina always says, you just never know who. It could be your family member, it could be your friend. You just never know whose life is going to change. And something happened today with a current client, and they had done something that they did not let me know about, and it turns out that it didn't work out in their favor. They ended up in another case where they filed and they were faced with a decision to withdraw. I say all that to say this: it is always good to communicate with your lawyer. Number one. Number two, it is always the best and wisest decision you can make to have a lawyer on your case. It is always that with my internet. paying all that money to Xfinity, but yeah, the internet. Can y'all see me on? I think I went out briefly. Can y'all see me on YouTube and Facebook? Can you let me know? It may be where I am. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I moved a little bit. Y'all see me good, but unfortunately for her, I think she moved. I don't know. She moved or they scheduled. I can't remember what the scheduled an interview. She didn't appear. Anyway. Okay. Perfect. USCIS denied her case. And then she had no clue that her case had been denied. And because she did not know that her case had been denied, she was placed in removal proceedings. And because she did not know she had been placed in removal proceedings, there was a court date set, but she was not getting notices, unfortunately, and she didn't have a lawyer. Because whenever you have a lawyer, I'm not saying that sometimes it doesn't have to lawyers, but most of the time it's usually when you don't have a lawyer. But because when you have a lawyer, unless your lawyer changes your address or something, they will send a copy of your notices to your lawyer's office. But long story short, she's been ordered removed in absentia, did not know. That is one of the reasons why it is not, don't be paying. And I understand legal fees are expensive. Don't get me wrong. But many lawyers that I know offer payment plan, like I do. I offer a payment plan, so it makes it a lot easier for people to pay and all that. So it's what is enough for the wise. Well, anyway, once again, 334-341-4475. That's our contact number. olalayalawfirm.com. info@olalayalawfirm.com. Please follow us on all social media platforms at Olalay Immigration. Please share, like, subscribe. We go live every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. That's the plan. That's always the goal. I think we're 90%, 90% there. 90% there at 9 p.m. But that's the goal. So let's talk immigration, y'all. That is what this platform is about. Anyone who is negative, you're blocked instantly, because zero tolerance for negativity. It's just not, there's a lot of negativity outside of here. So go ahead and do that, but not in this forum. Anyway, and if anyone has any good news to share with us, share it with us. We will celebrate you each and every day, as we look forward to celebrating everyone else. Come every day, there's a blessing for someone. All right, let's talk immigration, people. So let me talk again about, because that's one thing. So this is what I do in terms of free consultation, quote unquote, and I use that word consultation loosely because this is just general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. But whenever I do this, we get quite a number of questions, calls in the office, WhatsApp messages. And one of such questions is, what happens if you do not receive a prima facie determination in your Vawa case? Doesn't mean your case is not going to be approved. Doesn't mean your case is not strong enough. What does that mean? If USCIS never sends you a prima facie determination, what do you do? Should you be worried? Are they going to send it? All those questions, I'm sure you want answered. Okay, so let's tackle. That's one very, very common question we get. What is prima facie determination in a Vawa case, or what is a Vawa case? And believe me, there's still some people who do not know about Vawa cases. Vawa case is basically you filing a marriage-based case yourself without your spouse, and based on the fact that that spouse has been abusive to you, not in the terms of just physical abuse. Physical abuse is just one form of abuse. It could be any kind of abuse that falls within the definition of extreme cruelty. What is extreme cruelty? Financial abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, immigration threats, sabotage of your immigration case, What else? Verbal abuse, anything that is not the way any normal person should be treated, that usually will fall within extreme cruelty. And if it's not extreme cruelty, then so if it's not physical abuse, then extreme cruelty is more or less like a catch-all phrase. So whenever you file a VAWA case, USCIS would initially do a review of your case. Once the review is done, they will issue you what we call a prima facie determination. What does that do? What does it mean? Basically, it is an acknowledgement by USCIS of your VAWA petition, saying that based on the criteria of the VAWA case, what the requirements are, and we review of your case. This is really getting on my nerves with this internet thing. With hold on one second, people. Listen to this on. Okay. So we've done an initial review of your case, and we think based on what evidence you have sent in, we can send you prima facie determination acknowledging that we have done an initial review, and because it is approvable as is, then you become a qualified alien. A qualified alien allows you, being designated as a qualified alien allows you to have access to some states and or federal benefits while your VAWA case is being processed. Because VAWA can take up to 3 years, a lot of VAWA petitioners are people who have limited means. So having access to state and or federal government benefits is very helpful while your case is pending, especially given how long it takes for them to process VAWA cases. I've had people apply for Medicaid. I've had people get housing vouchers. People are always asking you how can you use a PFD determination for driver's license. Most states that I know, I don't think so, but that is not going to be a general applicable rule to everybody, because each state has its own rules and regulations of what you as an intended immigrant can present to get driver's license or state ID. So you would have to find out in your state, the DMV, whatever the case may be, if that is something that is acceptable to them. For instance, I know some of my clients living in California, they can get driver's license with receipt notices. In my state where I'm located in Alabama, that ain't going to happen. Well, if we need Alabama, so go figure. So the question then is, what if you submitted your VAWA case and you do not receive a PFD? PFD basically just means a prima facie determination. USCIS does not send that to you. Doesn't mean they haven't reviewed your case. Doesn't mean that your case is not going to be approved. What does that mean? Should you be worried? And it's especially given how long it takes. Let me start by saying this. I want to say 99% of cases that are denied, based in the sense of 99% of VAWA cases denied, are cases where USCIS already issued prima facie determination. So the fact that you have a prima facie determination does not mean your case cannot be denied. It is just an initial review. So whenever you do like a FOIA request of your record, you will be able to see where there, because the USCIS, they work with checklists as well. Whenever you do it, if you have a VAWA case and you do a FOIA request, there's usually like a checklist where they have the requirements of a VAWA case, right? And submitted enough evidence or some form of evidence that would satisfy each of those steps of a VAWA case. That's the prima facie determination checklist. If you've submitted at least one evidence that will satisfy each of the requirements, then they would check it and say PFD approved. And that's basically what that step is about. So the fact that you have a PFD approved does not necessarily mean that your case will be approved, because it's just a step in saying, okay, you've met the basic requirements just by looking at what you've submitted, But we're still going to do an in-depth review. But while we do that, go ahead and use this to apply for benefits, because it's a humanitarian form of relief for immigration, VAWA being that's an immigration benefit. If you have not been issued one, is it something to worry about? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. What I do in my case, when it comes to my clients, whenever we file a VAWA case, I give it about 6 months. So when does USCIS issue prima facie determination? Anywhere from 2 months to about 6 months. You should be getting it at the most 7 months. If after 7 months you don't have a prima facie determination, or you have an attorney in your case, what I do for my clients is I email the Vawa Service Center and I say, hey, we have not received a prima facie determination in this case. It was filed on, so and so date. Would you let us know if one was issued and we never got it, or one was never issued and when you would expect it? And they always respond to my email and let me know, we've issued one, or we would issue one, or one is attached. Because I would say, if one hasn't issued, please can you attach a courtesy copy in response to this email? And half of the time they will. The other half of the time they won't even acknowledge the request for the courtesy copy, and they say we've sent a copy of the notice to the address, the mailing address for the client, the safe mailing address for the client. So that's what you can. If you have an attorney, that's one of the advantages of having an attorney on your VAWA case. We have an access to. Oh, let me not. Hold on 1 second, people. Battery is charging. I'm not sure. Okay, we have an email that is dedicated for attorneys, where we can send email directly to the Vawa Service Center. If you're the attorney on the case and you have a case pending for a VAWA petitioner, where we can email them, like, asking about prima facie determination, asking about the extension, making corrections on, letting them know there's an error on the receipt notices, letting them know that they have not included names of the reverted beneficiaries. Change of address is another thing I do on behalf of my clients. I tell my clients, hey, complete the AR11 form, and they send it to me. I email it to the Vawa Service Center. We get an email back saying that we have, we're acknowledging the change of address for your client. Your office still remains the mailing address, but for filing purposes and for record purposes, this is their new address. So there are a lot of things that you can do through your attorney through that email, which one of them being able to inquire about whether or not they have issued you a prima facie determination. That's what I do. And knock on wood, 100% of the time, they've been able to tell me either we're going to issue it or it's going to be issued. If 60 days passes by, my client sends an email, hey, we haven't heard from them. I send one. I'll show you people at me, Auntie. Auntie, we have to ban her from the email. The lady have told me before that I should not email them again, but anyway. So so it's not a case where it's not a matter where your VAWA case cannot be approved without a prima facie determination. It can, but I think it's more of an assurance that at least your case has been reviewed, and based on their review from their office, issuing you something that acknowledges that this case is approvable. That gives every petitioner peace of mind. I understand that even though we may not have received one, my client emails on, hey, have you received a prima facie in my case? And if it's been 6-7 months, then I email. If we're still at 4 months, I tell them we're going to wait 6 months because we may still get it, and usually we will. So there's no guarantee that your VAWA petition is going to be. There's no guarantee that your VAWA petition is going to be approved just because you were issued a prima facie determination. That's nothing, and that's why I said 99% of cases that are denied were issued prima facie determinations. But it's more about having that peace of mind that they have reviewed your case, because if you don't ever get a prima facie determination, then it's like, okay, so it doesn't mean that I haven't submitted enough evidence. Doesn't mean that, they haven't looked at my file. They always will look at your file, because that is just one of the standard procedure in the VAWA case. That's where, for me, it doesn't take anything for me to email them on behalf of a client and say, hey, because for me, I want to have the peace of mind that I have it for my clients. Sometimes if you have a lawyer on your case, sometimes the lawyer's office may, because of all the work they have to do, they may not have remembered that it was sent to them. So sometimes you may just have to email your lawyer and say, hey, by the way, did you receive this from me? And you may be surprised that your lawyer may have it. So your VAWA petition, it can, so tonight, if you missed the topic, VAWA approval without PFD, meaning can your VAWA case be approved without you getting a prima facie determination? Short answer to that is yes, as long as you have submitted sufficient evidence for all the grounds of all the requirements in the VAWA case. However, it makes sense that you want the peace of mind and assurance that your case at least has been initially reviewed, which by standard procedure, USCIS reviews all cases for a PFD approval. If you have not received it, either they sent you an RFE that you didn't respond to, or they just don't think that you maybe you've submitted something, but they just don't think that that particular piece of evidence that you submitted for that requirement of the VAWA case is sufficient enough for them to now approve or to issue a prima facie determination. In that case, most likely you will be getting an RFE for an opportunity to now send in something that will satisfy whatever the grounds that was not sufficient enough for them to start with. So is it worrisome? Yes, absolutely. But does it mean that it's going to lead to a denial? No. Does it also mean conversely that because you got a PFD determination in your case, that your case is going to be approved? No. So it just really comes down to what evidence you submitted. Have you at the end of the day, that's what it is. And that's all she wrote, people. That's all she wrote. Okay, let's get to questions, comments, all of that good stuff. Hello, Ms. Zucker. How are you? It's been a while. What's going on? Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. We appreciate that. I have a pending I-130, I-45 since 2020. Interviewed in 2021. Medical RFE received in November 2022. Service was raised in March. Okay, so what's the question? Y'all, please help me. Ask the question. Don't give me statements. Gotta understand, my lawyer brain is, so what is your question? Yeah, so what's the question? Please share with your friends and family members. You never know, and truthfully, you never know who can benefit from this. I think it's a lot of hours. I was looking at it because I have my streaming app. I was looking at it. I was like, what? Auntie 𝐸𝐫𝐸𝐿. Auntie 𝐸𝐸𝐿, but hey, it helps a lot of people, I tell you. Okay, perfect. Never give up. I love that. Okay, thank you. Okay, see, I'm gonna put, I know this is not your real name, so this is what I'm talking about. Y'all have to, I think I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So okay, let's see. Okay, the Yannick signature. She says, thank you, ma'am. Just as you said, it turned approved after 48 hours. Love you, mom. More strength. See, told ya. Y'all, I live, eat, read, think immigration. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know. And the way my brain switches, sometimes I'm like, what? Because I still do criminal defense. For instance, I have to do deposition in a custody case sometime next week. And it's like, okay, my brain is just switching over. But immigration is my deepest passion. I just love it. So when things turn out the way we speak and agree for people, that's great. So the congratulations. Yes. So that's usually, most of the time, that's the first indication that your VAWA case has been approved. And what am I talking about? Because on Tuesday, she had asked a question about why there was a an update under her Vawa case, a Vawa receipt number showing that we ordered your new card, which was not 765. So usually, for the most part, that will be your first indication that your VAWA case has been approved when you see we ordered your new card under your VAWA receipt number. And that's because you get a C31 card automatically issued to you if you had checked that box in your VAWA petition when you filed your case. So congratulations. I pray that is the beginning of many, many blessings for you and the future. What a great Christmas gift to yourself. God is faithful. Even he's an on-time God. The God of the suddenly. He's an on-time God. God would do it just like that. Just like that. An on-time God. Okay. Is it normal for you as a lawyer to hold the letter of determination because your client did not pay for the application of the prime letter of determination? There's nothing to pay for a prima facie determination. It's free. If you're talking about not paying the lawyer's fees, in my state in Alabama, you can actually hold on to documents for a client if they don't pay your fees. It's actually legal. So it's not whether it's normal. Is it ethical for us? It is. But what I do is, if you're not going to pay me, I give you what you have, and so you already get a copy of your fee anyway, file. And I just end representation, end the story. Because you sign a contract with me that you're going to pay. If you don't, then that's it. Okay, so service request was made in March 2023. The estimated 6 months due to workload before decision. Okay. I called back 2 weeks ago and got a response back today asking for another 90 days. What do you advise, please? Back today. I guess at this point, you may want to involve your congressperson or senator, or also do an ombudsman inquiry. But if your RFE was just sent in March, okay, so it's been a year, you may want to reach out to your congressman or woman or senator and ask them to make an inquiry on your behalf, or make an inquiry with the ombudsman office, letting them know that it's been over a year since you responded to the RFE. You've had your interview, everything looks fine, but your life has been on hold practically since 2020, and see what happens. If all else fails, then you have the option to sue USCIS. I don't do writ of mandamus complaints anymore. It was just wearing me out, and most of the time they would deny for no reason and would have to file appeal. It was just crazy. But you have that option, so you know. Can you use prima facie determination for student loan in all states? I don't know about all states. Now, FAFSA, I believe, is federal aid. So for FAFSA, I know that you can. And I know that because that's what part of being a qualified alien allows you to do. And I've got quite a number of clients who are in school, and we cannot miss a beat when it comes to making sure the extension of the prima facie. Those kind of cases, I always tell my clients, send me a reminder 60 days before it expires, because I know that it creates a gap in them being able to continue with school or getting the money that they need for school. So, but as far as just student loan in all states, I think that's not something I can tell you. Had VAWA approval almost 2 years now. Congratulations. It was in removal proceedings that was dismissed a few months ago. What is the next step for my I-485? If your I-485 was filed in court, you're gonna have to notify USCIS that you're no longer in removal proceedings, and for them to go ahead and adjudicate the case. If your I-485 is with USCIS, then you just let them know that you're no longer in removal proceedings, and for them to go ahead and adjudicate your case. Disclaimer: general information. No. General information. That's what it is. So, okay. Let's see. TJ, Someone said we haven't seen TJ in forever. TJ's been busy. I'm telling you, the last 2-3 weeks has been busy. My kid has been busy. People are missing you. They said I haven't seen your face in a while. When it comes to him, do my handsome baby. That's my TJ. So I said, where's TJ? So that's TJ. But we call him the unpaid traveling athlete. That's for now. Hey, Luke, who knows? He may be an MBA, but baller down the road and big time. As long as he gets his bachelor's degree and master's degree. I'm a Nigerian mother. That's just by the way. That's hobby. The education is what you fall back on. So yeah. So you see TJ. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on now. Hello from Belgium. Thank you for joining. How wonderful. That's one country I haven't visited yet. Good evening from Pennsylvania. Hello. Hello, Miss Delia. How are you? Watching you from New York. Hello, my people in New York. I'm still trying to figure out, where should we go? Eleanor Sanctuary. Are you going to be around? So I have my kids for Christmas this year, but then they were their dad after Christmas. So I'm trying to figure out where to go. He's a superstar. I mean, superstar that's not making money yet. Not yet. Very soon. Soccer away games, basketball. I literally went to a basketball game before I came. So I went from work to basketball game and then came home. Story of my life. Because they're done with school for the semester. He had his exams yesterday, but they still have a game and all that. They played really well. So then he plays soccer as well. So they've had back-to-back games, and then he had to sit his ass down for studying for exam. But yeah, I've never seen someone as busy as that as unemployed. But so, and are you going to be around for hello, finest Jenny? I just said I was just talking about you earlier for Christmas. I mean, come down to that side. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. But I was saying that because also New York is something I'm thinking of. My tattoo is, y'all know how this stage of tattoos just drives me insane. My Vawa is already 36 months now. What should I do? If you put in, so just an FYI, the fact that you're not at 36 months doesn't mean it's an automatic approval or automatic adjudication. Put in your receipt date, which is your priority date, in the USCIS and go /present times. It will tell you when you can now start making inquiries to the Vermont Service Center. So as soon as you hit 3 months, it's not necessarily, okay, yeah, let's pay, do meta, let's go. No, it doesn't work that way with USC. You already know that things don't work just the way it should be with USCIs. They've got their own kind of calendar that they work with. But it's been 36 months. That's what they're averaging. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're putting your date on their website, and it will tell you how early or what day after what date you can start making the increase. Because if you make increase now through your congressman or woman or senator, they're going to tell them the same thing. Do you represent anyone in Dallas? Actually, most of my clients live in the state of Texas. It's between Texas and Georgia, one of the two. Is it normal that USCIS can send 3 people to visit at the same time? Yes, they can. Let's see. Thank you, Ross, for sharing the live. Share, y'all sharing TikTok. You just never know. Beautiful hair. Thank you. Okay. Can you get Vawa even if you were up for deportation but never left in 2003 but remarry a U.S. citizen? You can get a Vawa. You can file a Vawa petition But keep in mind that, like I already said, the VAWA petition is not an approval of a green card. The VAWA petition, when that is approved, is the basis by which you can apply for your green card if you haven't applied for one, or basis by which USCIS will now adjudicate your green card. If you, however, you have been ordered removed, you can get a VAWA petition approved, but you cannot file a green card application without having to go back to court. Or if your case was a BIA, go back to the BIA, file a motion to reopen with BIA for them to remand back to the immigration court. Or if it was never appealed, then go back to court and file a motion to reopen and see if you're going to be successful with that, because that's basically how you have to get, you have to do that first before you can get to apply for a green card and have that adjudicated. I-751 pending since November 2021. They took my fingerprints on December 1st. Is this the normal time? Once again, people, please go to uscis.gov/person times. But generally, you I-751s are taking much longer. That's why they started issuing a 48-month extension. If you are eligible for citizenship, meaning you're still with your spouse and then you've been married for you've been a green card holder for 3 years and you're still in marital union, or it's been 5 years and you can file for citizenship. But this is a crucial part of it. You've got to work hand in hand together. If you've got a lawyer in your case, please let your lawyer know what you're doing if you're filing a citizenship application. If you file a citizenship application, if you're eligible, most of the time, USCIS will set your citizenship application interview within months. That is an opportunity for you to get your 751 file before that officer, because they cannot approve you for naturalization without first making sure you've removed the conditions on your residency, unless you are a military member. Outside of that, they cannot do that. They have to remove the conditions before you can become a citizen. But most of the time, they will not send you an interview notice for 751. It will just be for citizenship. That's where you take your 751 file with you, or send it in anticipation of you wanting them to review that. Because, like I told you 2 weeks, or was it 2 weeks ago last week, where the officer was like, I made their life so easy. Not one single question asked us. You were like, look, what y'all want to talk about? He was like, okay. Because we had sent that in, and she said she reviewed it. There was not a single question she had from my client. So that's what you do, because if you just get there without that, and most of the time, this USCIS, you have to understand, the officer that's prepping to interview for your citizenship may not have your 751 file with them. So help yourself and get that file before the officer, so that they know what grounds you're filing the citizenship application, especially when you file based on abuse. Abuse basis, you may be divorced from your spouse, but if you're filing for abuse, then you still qualify for citizenship after 3 years as a legal permanent resident. If you are filing based on abuse, you have to wait 5 years. If you have enough sufficient grounds for abuse and the evidence is strong enough, you want to push for that, because it makes you become a citizen faster than doing on a divorce ground. So that's where it's important to come in to talk to your lawyer or have a lawyer on your case. I'm interested in filing for my siblings, so it's not unusual that it's taking that long. That's why they started issuing a 48-month extension notice. Is there any way to expedite a process faster than 10 years? No. Can you travel internationally if your green card remains 6 months to expire? K1 visa. I'm not sure I understand what does K1 visa have to do with the green card? If you have a K1 visa or you have a green card, which one do you have? Please answer my question. Now, what if you were arrested this year? 2-part question. What is your question? Can you see what's the first part of your question? obvious. Let's see. I have a two-part question, okay? I sent my documents to USCIS 1 month ago, and I haven't received any feedback from them. Just be patient. I have a client that was sent, and it depends on the filing location. We sent in his, what's it called, AOS case November 20. And today, and usually by 2 weeks, AOS cases, 2 weeks, I have the receipt notices. 2 weeks that I can see in my account that, or my manager would say, hey, they've deducted this person's filing fee from the account. But he is, after 2 weeks, like, what's going on? Okay, what's going on? And he was worried too, because normally everybody's getting it. And so finally today is when we got notification that they deducted the filing fee. Once they deduct the filing fee from my account, I already know, yeah, they've accepted the case. So for whatever reason, there's some filing locations that is taking them longer now. I don't know if they have more cases being filed. I don't know. So just be patient and give it another month, or another 2 week or 1 month. If you have an alien number already, you can call USCIS and tell them to use your alien number to see if they've issued you receipt notices. How long to get a work authorization after filing for VA? It's the same time frame for people who file for regular marriage cases, because it's C9 category work permit. But just make sure that that's what you indicated when you filed. If you filed a green card application I-485 and you requested your work permit, make sure it was in C9 that was requested, not a C31, because you don't get a C31 until the VA case has been approved. The person who said it's a two-part question, please, if you see me, I would like, I'm trying to follow what you're saying, but I don't see the first part or second part of your question. Can you please tell us about new law? What new law? Let's see. Greetings, my honor. I love that. You already know that's an African. That's an African. Love that. Or my lordship, or your ladyship or something. You gotta love that. Good evening, Tobisco. How are you? Let's see. Someone overstayed 6 years now. What choice of even getting a work permit the person have? They can sit down with the lawyer to discuss the case. Let's see. I'm still trying to see your first part of your question. How long does it take to get a decision on prosecutorial discretion? There's no time frame. Each office is different. There's some OPLA offices that won't even look at it until the next court, until a week before your next court date. Okay. All righty. So when going for N400 interview marriage-based case, do I need to go with most recent evidence, or I go with the same thing I submitted when I filed the form? Thanks. General information. If you go with what you submitted when you filed the form, they already have that. But if you've got additional evidence that will make your case, to help them, adjudicate your case faster and see that you're still married to union, why not? Absolutely. Whatever you have in addition to that, take with you. Okay. She said that she submitted papers for the Prima Facie determination and it's $500 to receive it, and she gets it because client don't have the fund. People's prima facie. What, Miss Murther? I'm really confused. There's nothing. There's no application for prima facie determination. There's none. Most people here who have vaccines have received that. There's no application for it. My Vawa has been approved since July last year. Up to now, I've still not heard from them. What do you want to hear from them? What do you mean you haven't heard from them about what? About the green card application? About what? About getting your VAR approval notice? What is it that you haven't heard? Okay, let's see. We're on time. Yeah. Don't jinx it. This end the sanctuary. Can you just leave it alone? Just celebrate being on time. Okay, let's see. Yep, you never know. How far are you from Atlanta? You mean my office? My office from Atlanta, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Probably 3 hours. But I'm not doing in-person appointments. I'm not. So even if you were right there in Demopolis, Alabama with me, it would still be a Zoom meeting that you would have to do. I haven't done in-person since COVID. Please, if I didn't get my receipt notice in 2 weeks, what can I do? It's 2 weeks. Wait. Yep. Save in positive space. How long does it take for them to make a decision on your case after an interview? There's no time frame. It depends on why they haven't made it. How did your interview go? What did they tell you was the reason why they couldn't make a decision yet? Did you have a lawyer? What did the lawyer say? Were you separated? There's a lot that goes into that. So but each field office is different. There's a time frame, set time frame that they use. Good evening, Stitches by Roy. I have a question. Okay. If I have a pending asylum case, can I sponsor myself to school for my master's? What do you mean, can you sponsor yourself to school? Do you mean that can you go back to school while you have asylum? If that's what you're asking, yes. A VAR case filed since August 2020. No prima facie, no RFE. My lawyer is ignorant of asking USC asking how you to ask on my behalf. No, that's not what it is. You have to understand that when you send an email on behalf of someone, you have to send a G28, and when you do that, USCIS automatically transfers that person's case to you. So, and I just don't take cases just to be able to send an email on behalf of a client. Unless you don't have I don't. That's if your spouse called immigration to stop your green card, what happens? They probably will, and it's time for you to sit down with a lawyer and discuss your option, whether or not you qualify for VAWA, because that's sabotage right there, and that's control. If someone doesn't get renewal of EAD receipt in 8 weeks, what's the problem? I don't know what the problem would be. Why is it that an asylee who is in immigration court for a long time can't file for writ of mandamus? An asylee is not an immigration court. If you're an asylee, you wouldn't be in court. You would be granted asylee status. I mean, I think what you mean is if you've been referred to immigration court because you are seeking asylum seeker, why can't you file writ of mandamus with court? Nobody says you cannot file it, but Do you how strong is your case in court? You have to make sure that you have a strong case to start with. And for the most part, you can request for them to expedite your hearing dates. So rather than file a writ of mandamus, which usually is what you do for USCIs, if you're in court there and you need something done earlier, then you file a motion with the court to have the court schedule a hearing for you. Most of the time, those judges will. Most of the time, they will. Okay, you're on ground. Okay, got Roger that. Don't go to NYC. They're expecting a flood and possibly snow. Yes, not that much I know. You got your package. Finance Shandy. Awesome. Awesome. I'm sure you probably sent me an email. I just haven't had time to check emails today. Lord. Don't save me, Sabrina. I'm trying to spoil anyone. There's 3 ladies or something. Okay. If a person is in the U.S. on a B1, B2 visa and overstay on and working, and the job offered them to do a fingerprint, and they're working and job offered them to do a fingerprint. Marsha, I'm not sure what you're asking. What makes sense to me is, are you asking if you are here on a visitor visa, or you came in, but you're no longer on that visa because you've overstayed, but you're working. Now you've been asked by that job, your employer, to go to fingerprinting. You're wondering, is it going to raise an alarm with immigration where they know that you're working without papers and then get in trouble for that? Is that what you're asking? If that's what you're asking, then let me know. Say yes or no in the comment section. You guys can enjoy your snow. Y'all can enjoy your snow. I'm not doing it. That's why I'm really thinking that, not really giving New York that much consideration. I know my boundaries. Oh, Lord. Okay. I came in with a work permit visa. Okay, so what's the question? How do I get a green card? Sit down with a lawyer to discuss what options you may qualify for. And what kind of work permit visa? There are a lot of, and it's work visas, different work visas. O visa, H1, H1B, H4, no, H4, H2B, L visa. There are a lot of visas they can work with. So which one is yours? Okay, let's see. As your lordship, please. That's true. That's true. As your lordship pleases. My lord. That's another one. Yes. Yo, I could went to the law school. You watch too much your Nollywood movie. Your lordship, sir. I have a pending asylum case. Can I sponsor myself? Okay, I already answered the question. Olayinka. My Vawa has been approved. Oh, awesome. Congratulations. USC has requested for medicals that my daughter was asked to come in for biometrics, but I was not asked. Do I need to call them? If they're probably going to be used your prints. Have you ever had a previous case where you had to do fingerprinting? Most likely. Or did you do fingerprint during your VAC? Because most likely you did. So if you've ever done that and they're able to reuse your prints, then that's what they will do. And that may be the reason why you weren't called. But you can go ahead and call them. That doesn't stop from doing that. But most likely that's probably what's going on. What is the maximum time of prima facie? There isn't a maximum time amount of prima facie notices that you can receive. You can keep receiving until your VAC case has been adjudicated. If you filed for I-130-45 marriage PAs and your I-130 was approved after interview, when can you expect the I-45 approval? It's been 5 months. You can call them. Usually they are concurrently approved or a day after each other or a couple of days. but it's not unusual that that happens from time to time. There may be a reason why the 485 is not approved, because 485 has to do with admissibility issues. So if there's something USCIS believes is a reason why they are not approving your 485, and maybe there's something in your immigration history that's making them not saying there is, I'm just telling you reasons that they may be. But if there's nothing, then you can call them or do congressional assistance or ombudsman inquiry. Those things work, depending on what you're seeking their help with, but that's what you can do. How soon can I file for my marriage-based green card? How soon after what? Let's see. And we have a shield together. What do you mean by you have a shield together? Stitches by Roy. What do you mean that we have a shield together? I'm not. Do you mean child together? Is that what you're saying? You have a child together. If you received your citizenship through marriage and now divorced, can you sponsor someone else through marriage within 1 year and a half? Yes, you're a citizen. So the rule about not being able to sponsor someone within 5 years is if you're still a green card holder and it's still within the 5 years you became a green card holder through marriage. But if you're a citizen, that doesn't apply to you anymore. How soon can you file for green card or marriage based? How soon after what? How soon? How soon after what? How soon after you came into the country? How soon after you got married? How soon after you got divorced? How soon after what? Okay, let's see. You're welcome. Okay, I figured that's what you meant, child. Okay, yes. Oh, then sit down with a lawyer and talk to him. We would be glad to talk to you, but if you, because some people prefer to go into a lawyer's office, and that's understandable. But if that's the case, if they cancel, you have a whole human being together. Talk to a lawyer and see if you qualify for VA. Also, after you got married, there is no set time as far as also after you got married. What really matters, that what my continuation is as long as you're not getting all that in and you didn't just come into the country itself. You know, there used to be this 90-day rule, which they said it's no longer applicable, but I still go by that because it's now becoming, it's not like it's not applicable anymore. It's just discretionary now. So you don't want to get in a situation where they say you misrepresented when you came in. So if you just came in into the country, then, and it's still within 90 days or thereabout, or even within 6 months, and you're getting married and filing, you know, be aware that that's kind of like a red flag. But if you've been in the country for a while, there is no set time after you get married that you can file. Okay. All right, people. I think I got to all the questions today, I think. At least the first rounds. What is the best way to expedite I-485? It's been 2 years of filing. There's a lot of backlog. I'm telling y'all, it's ridiculous the amount of backlog we have with USCIS. It's frustrating, and especially when as a lawyer, there's nothing. You know, I'm the kind of person that I'm a solution seeking person. Like, I've got to fix it. My kids call me Mama Fix It. I've got to fix it. And the frustrating thing about working as an immigration attorney is you cannot fix it. You can't fix this backlog. You can't fix the errors they make. Do you know how many times I get an EAD and for a Nigerian and they put Niger on it? You know, for some reason the I and the A, they just feel they shouldn't do it. And I'm like, come on, people. You can, I mean, 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒔𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, American I and A one day. It's, yeah, but it's frustrating. But it's all about Colin watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Absolutely appreciate it. So just have, you know, call them, get your congressperson involved. Ombudsman inquiry works a lot for me. I love to do that first before I do anything else, because that's like a supervisory office to US. It's still part of USCIS DHS, but it's the supervisory office to the field offices and all that to inquire as to what's going on. But it's just really frustrating. But the fact that it's frustrating doesn't mean we'll let them steal our joy. You just have to believe that things are going to work out. It can be frustrating and it can be, just discouraging, but we just have to keep going. We got to keep, just believing that it's going to work out in our favor. And so I know there are a lot of us that are waiting on hearing things, things fall into place this year. The year is coming to an end. And it doesn't look like anything is going to move or nothing is moving forward and all that. But trust me when I tell you that things are moving in your favor. There's a lot of things that God does in the background that we can't see. And that's the thing about faith. That's one thing about faith, because if we have to be able to see or figure out things on our own, we will not need God. But being able to know that things are working behind the scene that we cannot see with our human eye until he says he's going to reveal the result to us, that's what matters, and that's what brings about our faith. And faith is a powerful weapon. Faith is a powerful weapon. It will really, it goes deep into your soul in the sense of you've got to find it within you to trust and believe that even though you can't see this happen for you right now, you are believing that God is making it happen. Do you know how many trials and tribulations and evil it's evil seeking humans that God has derailed on your behalf? I'm sure sometimes if only we know what God has done. So there's nothing else that needs to be done to propel us into our destiny that will not be done at the time it's supposed to be done. It's not just about getting to where we want to get. It's about God also silencing all opposition and all antagonists when they were trying to come into our space. And so that's part of what we get as children of God. So let's just believe, even if things don't work out before December 2023 ends, then we go into 2024 knowing that it's going to be the year of revelation, of redemption, of exceeding grace, of breakthroughs, of seeing what that faith has brought about for us. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and looking forward to celebrating Christmas with all our family members. God keeping us all. Our prayer is, as we keep waiting on God, that and as this year comes to an end, that it will not and it shall not end with us, but we'll live to see many, many decades in joy, celebrating one another in Jesus' name. See you guys next week.